definitely shout out to super salute to Pat Porter, Pat's story. You heard Pat's story. You know, I have to take 2 days off for this to tour for the weekend. You know, I gotta do family time. You have to spend time in the real world sometimes. But let me shout out to Harlem. She's doing a very well versed interview. I think Vlad had her in whatever mode he had it in, conversating, speaking wise. She's breaking down a lot of from the sidelines. She's breaking a lot of facts on her side. I'm gonna say it's her story, what she's seen. And 1987, the game was changing. We can say that the free base game was going from the money lane to the dirty lane. It became more affordable. I would say 87ish, right? You could buy trays and dimes towards the end of 87, definitely 88. You know what I'm saying? And once it hit the all time lows, the numbers was low. The pandemic began. You know what I'm saying? Prices dropped, everything was dropping. It was crazy. The streets was crazy. And as crazy as it sounds, you had people that was teenagers that was chasing that type of high. So that's how popular that high was, that there was a time when people that was 16, 17, 18 was chasing that high. See, most of us as we got older, as some of you new generations, y'all look at it, yes, most older guys. But back then it was a lot of young guys, 17, 18, 20, that was the it became like the wave. So we're talking about 87, what was out then, Delta Forces, Chuckers, Woolriches, the North Faces that cost like $600, $700. Fashion was different, the streets was different, cars was different, MPVs, Sterlings, Golfs, Volvos. You know, Harlem was just fashionable. And you had the Porter family, you had AZ in them, you had Alpo in them. And just understanding and handling after AZ got shot. One thing I'm gonna say about Pat is that I noticed that when she spoke about AZ cooperating, she didn't seem like she was cheerleading that shit. Like she come from a cloth, or she's been around a cloth. That doesn't. So she wasn't like, yeah, AZ told because boom, boom, boom. You can tell that she didn't really jack it, but that's her baby father. She didn't jack the situation. Like she said, I don't even know the young girl that was there. You know what I'm saying? So that played a part to, them having to heal in their situation for the allegations that he had in that I'm not getting caught up in. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with Zeke, below my pay grade, that's them. But it was a very well versed interview, right? And the amazing part about this is, salute, is that Lulu went to go see AZ after he got shot. Remember, AZ basically said, remember, we heard it, AZ told the police who shot him. So when Lulu came to the hospital and he asked what's going on, and if AZ was out the ICU, what do we think Lulu's reaction was if AZ told him that he told? Do you think Lulu said, yeah, go all the way? Nah, I don't think that was the type of conversation. But I think Lulu was his friend. They made a lot of money together. So that was where Lulu took a chance to come to the hospital, because it was a high case. I ain't gonna lie, it was all over the news. So just Lulu coming, just showing his face there. I think, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't there, but I think if A didn't tell, when Lulu got there, if A would have said if A never cooperated in that situation, I think Lulu might have did something for him. But once you cooperate, it's like, my hands is tied. I can't. Damn, son. And the amazing part is, in the mix of AZ recovery, Lulu passed away. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The streets was different. The money was different. The pay grades was different. It was a different amount of names on these dirty streets. You had to have been outside to understand this. A lot of you guys may not realize you had to have been outside to understand this, so you have to listen to what Pat's saying here. You understand what I'm saying? You have to understand what Pat is saying here. She's not, she's being from the sidelines. And I think that played a part to AZ quitting the game. Him getting shot, 3 individuals passing away, 2 other individuals hit up, stabbed up, and that he know that he did. You know what I'm saying? I see that when it came to that is A knew that by him telling was a dishonorable act to the streets. So you know how in the army you have an honorable discharge. Sometimes in the army you have a dishonorable discharge. That might have been that was his dishonorable discharge. But at least he was man enough to go, yo, the game is over. It's over. That's it. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. This situation happened. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? And ain't on front, he pursued a rap career. And he had a strong buzz in the street. That was going on, Black went viral. You know what I'm saying? That was going on, Black went viral. The gangster shit went viral. Let's be clear here. Mob Style was doing a thing with that music stuff. They was doing it, I believe they were doing some shows. So AZ was on to something with this music stuff. He at the studio doing music. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Like I said, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But in the forefront, he didn't lose a lot of love. The love wasn't lost. You know what I'm saying? Like the streets still loved A. Top of the morning, Angel Dickinson, the streets still loved A. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So his dishonorable discharge from the streets was the streets never looked at him like, yo, you a rap bastard or whatever the case may be. The streets never did that. And you know, in the era that we came in, the era that I grew up in, that was hard for somebody who may have cooperated to get that type of pass. Because once you had something on your jacket in my generation, we had mook allegations, you was done. You had telling allegations. They thought you was telling. See, back in the days when somebody said you was telling and your pay grade was high, that's because a cop told you. Because most individuals was paying cops for things like that. Who's telling? Who's going to the precinct? When's the next sweep? We're talking before TNT. We're not talking after TNT. We're speaking before TNT. When the only dudes you had to duck and dodge was cabs, a red sweep ran in certain neighborhoods, and these fake drug task force. But when you paid the task force, or 1 or 2 cops on the task force or in that precinct, then a lot of times you knew who was in an investigation. And one of the major things that you was told in them dirty streets was, as long as there's no guns, no shootings, and no homicides, we will not bother you. So somebody who was smart, that had a block, they wasn't really terrorizing the neighborhood like a lot of these gangs do nowadays, because that wasn't cool. Because you don't want people going to the police. Now, of course, we all got police scanners. We got people that call police. And you hear, remember the scanners back in the days? People wasn't stupid hustlers. Y'all keep trying to watch these movies and think that dudes are stupid. Dudes had police scanners and they'll hear, yo, there's a call about somebody selling drugs on the corner on 100th Street. Yo, you beat somebody. Yo, police coming. Boom. A lot of times when you listen to the calls for police calls, but gun calls. Because the gun calls brought the gun units out. And when the gun unit niggas came, they always came and got results. You didn't want that around. You don't want your name in conversations of shootings and shootouts. In my territory, you had a cop called Blondie. Blondie, you didn't want him to come bother you. So you knew you get all the money in the world. So I'm telling you, get all the money in the world. This is before TNT. Now, do not get it twisted. There was people going to jail for selling drugs. So we're not going to say nobody went to jail for selling drugs. But there wasn't these big conspiracies. A lot of big conspiracies were still coming down from the Heron era, which was Mafia, Nicky Barnes, the Council, so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? It kept trickling down. Nobody was chasing nobody really for cocaine. There might have been 1 or 2 dudes that had cocaine on a higher echelon that was getting chased around. But most of them that were selling cocaine, they also was dealing with heroin. because heroin was the bag. Still is the bag, but it was a growing heroin. Back then, a heroin spot. Do remember the average addict those generations was teenagers. They started young. Like now, like I told you, we can't look at it from how you look at it now. Somebody who's smoking base, yo, dudes my generation, dudes that was 17 was woolheads. Dudes that was 16 was cokeheads. It was a different generation. You gotta understand when you go, yo, why did it blow up so bad? Because a lot of dudes was into this get high. Remember, they was there for the rich man high, and then when it turned into the dirty section of the flower game, you know what I'm saying, the flower game. Just giving you know what I'm saying, the streets was changing. Remember, the streets was changing. We had new stick-up kids. We had the woo heads. A lot of good notorious stick-up kids started messing with the woos. Remember, a lot of our OGs was dope fiends first, sniffing dope. The real OGs that was up. So I say the real OGs, the ones that was our generation that was running around. A lot of them dudes was sniffing dope. Then this crack shit blew and niggas started getting money, but a lot of dudes were sniffing dope. So how you think a lot of these guys was able to pay for their high, to get high every month? You know, heroin make you do something crazy. Booze, steal, rob, tie the whole family up, right? So a lot of dudes came from that. I'm not saying that most of the stick-up kids were sniffing the bag of heroin, but heroin was a drug of choice for a lot of stick-up kids in the beginning. Not just anybody, not the goons. It was heroin. Now, one of the most important parts of 1987 was it was a transition into the dirty section of the crack game. The section was getting dirtier, right? It was getting dirty. You had deuces, you had trays, you had competition now. It's all over the place now. It's in a lot of blocks now. It's not just on one block, 2 blocks. You're just not going to one block to get this shit. You're not going to 3 blocks to go get it. Now it's downtown Manhattan, by 34th Street, them hotels on 23rd Street, I guess, 22nd Street. And you know what I'm saying? It's all over the place. You got these crack hotels on 100th Street and Broadway. This shit is getting crazy. 87, right? And then you have these guys uptown that's getting a lot of this money. Things begin to happen. Stories are beginning to be told. Though you have to be in the circle to understand what was going on, right? So now we understand Lulu wanted to show his love to A. Most likely, whatever business they had going on, he wanted to go check on A. He cared about A. They made a lot of money together in the cocoa. Lulu passes away after. So now Rich is up the bat, right? Now this is one thing about the game. We the people, we enjoy to be like, yo, well, son should have did this and son should have did that. But we wasn't there for that. We don't know. Only thing we could go off of what we read and what we heard. But one thing I'm gonna say, one thing I never heard was when Pat Porter said they all had their own plugs because who they was, they all had their own issues. According to Alpo, he was getting his work fucking with Rich. Yo, the plug, wherever the plug was, y'all had separate plugs. I'm not going to say that he ain't called Rich to get some work sometime if his plug ain't available because that's how the game go. Yo, I can't get that. Yo, son, what's up? I need something. You know what I'm saying? You call your man. Yo, son, what's up with such and such? Yo, I need something real fast. And you know when you call your man, he going to charge you a twos and fews. That's why you got to connect. Because you know, I'm not calling this nigga because he's charging a certain price. But we're not going to sit here and act like Rich was doing day-to-day business with Poe. Like when Poe called the nigga with $500,000. Yo, son, I was your plug. If I was the middleman to this, that, and the third. What she said was well-versed. They all had their own plug. That makes sense. He had Lulu. He had who he had. He had who he had. In case if I run out of something, I'm going to go call some niggas in Queens. Yo, Cat was good. Yo, Preem was popping. Not saying that, but that would make sense, right? Because when there's a drought, dudes call around. There's droughts. There was droughts in those times. And there's dudes that used to hold on. Let me tell you something. In that era, you had dudes who used to hold on to the grams. And when that drought hit, he was hitting niggas in 89, 87 with those weird numbers. Yo, I got it for 30. You had niggas paying probably 30. And them droughts, $30 a gram. When you know it's fire. Dudes is paying high numbers. 35, 25, 28. Oh, some dudes is paying 40. So let's be well versed here, man. Pat's being well versed here. They all have their own connects. So now, let's be well versed here. Unless we're in Mars, on Mars, I'm not gonna give. Nobody's gonna give me work to hold for somebody else and not let them know. Yo, son, I gave son 10 bricks for you. I want such and such money on it. Yo, son. That's not how business goes, man. There's not that much loyalty in the game that somebody would do that. I don't know what the actual friction between Rich and Poe was, because that's the inner circle thing. But it wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? But it's a well-versed story. It makes sense. It makes sense to those who've never been at that pay grade. They've never been at those tables. I would never understand those conversations. Nobody's giving nobody 10 bricks to hold, or 5 bricks, or even a brick, without beeping a nigga or calling a nigga. Yo, son, I gave son that brick for you. When you come back to town, come get that brick. There's no, because that doesn't make sense. I gave son something for you, and as long as he give me my money back, that's not how that shit go. That's not how business goes. You gotta remember, most of these big time judges, y'all think is stupid niggas. These niggas was good with one thing. These niggas was good with chemicals and math. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody tell you, I have a 5th grade education does not mean they don't know how to count. Y'all keep getting this misconstrued. Stop watching these movies. Stop listening to the unlistenable niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does that. That's dudes and died for less. Put it like that. Put it like that. Dudes and died for less when you're on top, when you're at that pay grade. When you start owning dudes 5 to 10,000, dudes is gunning for you. Some shots might go off. Somebody might die. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was back then. I can't talk about now, because now it's a different game. We're talking about back then. So Pat's described they had. So I don't know. Maybe she's gonna go more into detail of what was the actual issue between Rich and Poe. But my thing is, when you keep attaching yourself to a brand, you can't get mad at the results. Salute, Miss G was popping. Salute, salute. You have to understand. You can't get mad that when Kevin Childs and his goons see you when you locked up, bad enough you in PC. After all they called you in PC and said about you, the only thing you was concerned about was, yo, why your man keep saying I work for him? That I work for you, bro. Now, let's be well versed here, right? Okay, we heard Alpo speak, right? We heard Yo Po speak. Yo, Kevin Childs, that was some funny shit that happened with his mom. That's what he said. That was crazy that I said to him, right? Yo, I know someone on the island who could get to Tom Cross. You know what I'm saying? Want me to do it? Give me some money? He said that was weird that Kevin Childs didn't want to do nothing to him. Let's reverse back to what he said out of his own fucking mouth. Yo, Randy Love was cool with Tom Cross. That's how I met the nigga, because him and Randy Love was cool. So why would Kevin Childs sit and listen to this shit you telling them, but your man fuck with him, bro? But your man fuck with him. I met you through these niggas. I didn't meet you through these niggas. But the nigga who killed allegedly is in jail for killing my mother, that's your people's. Let's make this make sense. But again, for a lot of you guys that's listening as fans, y'all taking it as, nah, he was trying to do him a favor. That made Kevin Childs look soft. How did it make him look soft when Post out of his mouth? Yo, Randy Love, that's Tom Cross man. They was peoples. So why would I give you money to do a hit on a nigga that's cool with your man? Think I'm Julio Iglesias? Kevin Childs. And look at his response to that. And all that was said because the nigga said you work for AZ. He was mad that nigga said you work for AZ, you rat bastard, you just that and the third. Whatever spot he seen you at, or his man seen you at. He hurt your feelings, my nigga, in that Fed spot. Nigga, you ain't nobody, you work for AZ. Shut up, nigga. That hurts your feelings, you know why? Because niggas like A-Told. You know what I'm saying? So who wants to, nobody wants to, I'm not saying that A-Told, because we're not going to be disrespectful. But you know and I know, that's a bad look, bad enough you snitching the nigga you was working for told. You know what I'm saying? What type of team was that? You know what I'm saying? In all reality, this ain't an Alpo bashing campaign. This is just some real nigga shit right now. Why would so I look stupid because I'm not giving a nigga 10 racks to put a nigga on. They're gonna laugh at me, my nigga. You know what niggas sit there and go, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Ain't that Randy Love, man? But then what happens? Nigga forgets what he said on DVDs prior. Yo, I had a beef with Preacher, Tom Cross. How you know Tom Cross? From Randy Love. So you think these niggas that was just hustling, that had a car in the store, they wasn't paying attention to that you came from that cloth? When you came to you don't think dudes did their due diligence of what you was doing on the east side? Yo, that's Poe. Who Randy Love? Who Randy fuck with? Nah, he might be cool with Preacher, but I know he cool with Tom. Randy Love cool with everything that's really sticking some shit up in certain zip codes. You was little man. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my take on the Kevin Childs situation. It has to do with Kevin Childs. I don't know what with the paperwork. I can sit here for hours. I don't know what happened, who sent what where. I don't know why Kevin Childs feel the way he feels about AZ. But one thing I'm going to give, and I'm just going to give this to Kevin Childs. I'm going to give this to you, bro. You never called him a rat for actually what he told on. So it wasn't personal, bro. Your thing with him was what he did to you, what he felt he did to you with the paperwork thing. You never said, yo, man, fuck all that. That nigga A told them niggas who shot him. So we're going to keep it there. Now, A, you probably watching this shit yourself. Yo, now just deal with the facts on this one, right? Now think about this, A, because I know you watching. Think what I'm about to tell you. Why would Kevin Childs give this nigga money to a nigga that's cool with a nigga that he respect? That knows that he's liable to see it. Remember, Randy Love came up from jail after that shit happened, remember? Then he went back. Yeah. Yeah, he ain't flip on the nigga. Let's deal with the facts. Because you know, that's like Kevin Childs doing a documentary with Kevin Clark. Yo, what's up? Yo, he's a real nigga before. Kev, tell your story. Why you really was mad at A. So that's all that shit. That's all that shit. True school salute. We old New York right now. I got the St. Louis song. Shout out to West Side St. Louis. Shout out to Wifey. Shout out to old St. Louis. Don't say the West Side of St. Louis. You're talking logics now, right? Gonna be real versed here. I wear this because Cooperstown, this thing, this clothing line is owned by African Americans, Jay-Z and them. But I remember Ozzie Smith doing back flips. He had this week on baseball. When you not changing the context of the story. And I was a poor kid. Not a poor kid. I was a good kid because my family was together. So I won't say I was poor because my love came from my family. I come from a generation of family and love, right? So I would be at grandma's house. Half my family's West Indian, so our grandmother would get together and play cards. Rest in peace, grandma. So we be in the house. So on the weekends, I would watch This Week in Baseball. And they be doing backflips. And we would watch wrestling on Channel 9, WOR. We watch the New York Knicks. And we'll watch shit like the Islanders play. And the Honeymooners at 11 o'clock. And shit like this. This is what we watched as kids. This is what we watched. You know what I'm saying? The streets was changing, party people. The streets was changing. Money was changing. Loyalties was changing. But don't think for 1 minute that Kevin Childs and the rest of them other West Side money niggas was not going, yo, who's this Alpo nigga? They didn't know who he was. And they was doing their due diligence. And they was figuring out who the fuck. Yo, son crazy. Let me tell you something. Richnam could never been that crazy. But when you hear Pat speak and she said, yo, Poe's crazy. Yo, it was disrespectful. Yo, he was spitting on niggas and he was crazy. He was wilding. That what that meant? That Rich Porter wasn't like that, bro. Or at least in person. That meant Rich Porter wasn't like that. In her eyes, like, yo, Poe crazy. You know, I think Rich Porter was just a fly nigga. Rich Porter was just a fly. I think Rich Porter was just a fly individual, man. You know what I'm saying? I just think he was fly. Fashionable cars, chased the girls. And he might have got chased by police here and there, attention getter here and there, because that's what dudes that got money. But I don't think that, I think Rich was just on his glorious shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't with that dirty shit. Yo, let's jump a nigga outside the club, throw champagne in nigga face. I don't think Rich was on it like that. That's why you don't hear dudes disrespecting Rich too much. You heard what she said. Pose this and pose that. If Rich was like that, then she was like, yeah, he was crazy like my brother. So we get it. You went the extra mile to convince him. You got on. We get it. We get it. The difference between you with your disrespect and Rich. Rich ain't have to leave Harlem to take his millions, bro. Now somebody come in here and say that. Say what you want to say about Rich Porter. That man did not have to leave Harlem to get to his bag, bro. That says a lot. For a man that we done said involved the nigga for some money, the grams and the coke and being his sleeves. We all dead a nigga on some work. Come on. Most niggas out hustle, dead a nigga on some work. So don't sit here in front like you ain't dead a nigga on a couple of ounces. It just goes to show some niggas wasn't playing with you and some niggas wasn't. But that's part of the dirty game. That's what comes with the game. See what Prince and them niggas did allegedly to them Colombians. Ah, fuck it, we gonna rob anything moving. Things happen in the game. It happens. Shit happens. But Rich Porter did not have to leave Harlem at a time when Harlem was the jackpot in that hard game. You niggas is outside. Please talk to me. Talk to me, goddammit. Talk. If you was outside in 1987, Rich Porter did not have to leave the 5 boroughs. His office was his fucking car, my nigga. Rich didn't have to leave Harlem. Now y'all go find a piece of document that got Rich Porter's name on it. Listen to the fucking chat, man. Feed the fucking wolves, man. I'm not even a West Side nigga, man. This shit ain't about Rich and Poe, but y'all making it about Rich and Poe, nigga. Because that's what he did. He made it about Rich and Poe. But it was never about Rich and Poe. It was never about them. You was just a nigga getting money with us, son. We was a team. We was popping bottles. We was doing big things. You was crossing the line, okay? You gained a couple of good enemies over here. Some niggas wanted you dead. Whatever the case may be. Go put that work in. What happens now? You go to D.C., you getting money, nigga. I'm liking this. But your money ain't my money. I sit in my car all day. This is crack over shit. This is crack over shit. Come on, man. I'm charged. I'm sitting in my car. Yo, Rich, what's up? Yo, I need 2 ounces. Yo, go see him. Yo, I need a brick. Yo, bro, where you going? Yo, I'm going to PA. I'm going boop. I'm mixy. I'm giving niggas consignments, chasing niggas down for my money, pulling up. Yo, what up? What you got? 10? You got 20? What's up? Rich shaking and moving with the new drug. A recovering. A understood his dishonorable acts. Whatever they was. But the one I'm gonna say was telling. I'm falling back. I'm good on my rap shit. Can't get mad at that. Because he bought his records. Kick that gangster shit. We all was singing that shit. So we can't call him a rap bastard now. Because we all had that shit in the cabs. Niggas had that in their cars. When a nigga pull up, kick that gangster shit. What? That gangster shit. Don't try to play Mac Daddy 8. That became the song of the city that summer. Come on, man. Let's stop being fake. Let's stop letting out of town niggas talk for us. We bought that mob style tape, bro. Remember, we had the tapes. Kick that gangster shit back at a theater near you. That was that shit. Because it was nothing like them niggas talking that shit. Then you go on 125th and see them niggas riding through. Like, oh shit, they go A right there. Yo, they go. You had niggas that used to want to ride shotgun with A just to be in the car with it. They go, yo, son, you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you what the city was like in '87. I keep talking about the Albie Shaw concert. Let's talk about the Juice Crew All-Star joint. Y'all ain't tell me that mob style didn't shit on niggas outside that night? Harlem niggas didn't shit on niggas? Mom Brooks in the building. You tell me that night, the Juice Crew All-Stars, that concert, now we in '88 now. This is when niggas are shooting at Mr. Magic. No, I can go into all that, man. That's a whole other thing. Whole other video, man. Let's go into what was going on in we in '87, man. So we're going into my man Rich. Rich name, and it's weird because on my side of town, you had the black sports fans, but it felt good, like it was getting money. They was getting bread. So Pat, you was being well versed there. I got nothing to do with their business, so I don't get caught up in that. But best believe that shit that he was saying definitely wasn't making, that map don't add up. But you would have had shit in a hard body that night. Harlem did. Who was Harlem back then? Who was Harlem that shit on niggas that night? Mob style. The Kev Frosters in them. The Sean Bays in them. The Eddie Cashers in them. West Side niggas. 40 Wolves was in the building that night. The blocks is outside. 40 Belows, snorkels, Gucci suits. That shit look like the Grammys, my nigga. The Grammys. Rich black people. That one night was looking crazy out there. Juice Crew, they actually played this shit live on BLS. You can hear it. You can actually catch it on YouTube, the actual performance of the Juice Crew All-Stars. Rest in peace, Bismarck. So this is where we at now. But you had to been outside to understand this and realize this. That's what Coogee Rap was like the Road to Riches. Road to Riches was my theme song. Road to Riches. We really was in those lobbies with the Chuckers, with the 40s, with the Warriors and the Snorkels, with the New York Skellies. The sweaters, the good sweaters and the corduroys and all that, man. We was really outside. Front of the building like this. The only time we left the block was to go watch Video Music Box. You know what I'm saying? Because we bought Kiss FM to us in BLS. We was outside with the radio. Boom. Wasn't a big boom box, little black radio, play some hip hop on. Yo, we play BLS today. That's what we did. With a brown bag full of crack, allegedly. Yo, go over there, let me get 2 on a Friday night. Saturday night. Could be black tops, could be green tops, could be clear tops, could be yellow tops. Going to Missy G's in the morning. Yo, let me get 2 pair of those. Let me get one of those. That's what dudes is doing, man. Going to school fresh the next morning. Let me get 3 pair of those, 2 pair of those, 4 of those. Definitely. Word of the street was popping. That's how we was going to school. Now, mind you, we on feet. You know what I'm saying? These niggas got the big cars. They went around with furs, $1 million furs and all this shit on. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We can't take away not just him, but the fashion that A&M brought to the streets. Them Deodora joints, the suede Deodoras? Who made them shits popular? Harlem niggas, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let me get a picture of the Deodoras. I'm about to order them shits. So Pat, man, you're just taking it back to Harlem, man. You coming across really well versed in this, and this is your story. And Pat, your story sounds so clear, straight to the point. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not picking sides. You're not even saying no slang. You're not doing, these are the rich porters. These are the rich porters. You know what I'm saying? These Deodors right here. I call them the rich porters. Those are like uptowns, bro. Those Deodors. I call them like uptowns. Uptown niggas had them shits on. Brooklyn niggas too. Definitely the money green joints. Remember these Deodors? Classics. Had to bring you back to that time, 87, 88. Those Deodoras. We was outside, man. Fashionable. Everybody didn't have money. So if you had money, you treated yourself. You didn't defeat yourself. You treated yourself for these dirty, dingy streets, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how I said dudes will switch up every day. Some dudes will go to KB Calm, Jew Man in the Bronx, right? Other spots, Dr. J's 125. My hood, we had Mr. G's. We had the sneaker store on 103rd and 3rd Avenue. We had the Vance spot by 109th. plus Pegasus. I don't know if Pegasus was open back then. Here, Army and Navy. Army Jackets, 125th Street, the Lex. The other spot by 107th Street, 3rd Ave. You know what I'm saying? Her story, she's bringing back. Yeah, the spot bills is popping. The spot bills, hell yeah. Tom, Dick, and Harry's on 106. Shout out to OG Geetho, one of them niggas, man. That I never knew. I know Tim Dog had an issue with them. Mob Style was talking about some street shit, but I don't know. I wasn't caught up in that. The only thing I knew, Tim Dog was coming at NWA with all that fuck Compton and all other shit. You know what I'm saying? Mob Style was basically talking that street shit, but they was trying to have a message in it. Like, what's going on, Black, was the message. He had another song. I forgot the name of the song. He was rapping out of a jail cell. I forgot the name of the song. That album was supposed to be like a message. It was some street shit with a message. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second, talking about that. See what I'm saying? See, all that, by that time, I was out of town, running around chasing $1 million. Oh, yeah. They was on their time, see? They was on their time. So I remember when Tim Dog was coming at them niggas crazy. Fuck Compton and those other crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? I remember that shit, you know what I'm saying? I remember that time, but see? Mob Style went up to the joint chasing them niggas around, you know what I'm saying? So they had the streets. Yeah, they had the streets, bro. They had the streets. This is when, that time, 87, I would go to the west side with a kid named Kato. Kato, for all those who y'all may not know across the world, that's the guy allegedly that Pistol Pete killed on 125th Street. Allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly, because man is still fighting for his freedom. So I'm gonna say allegedly. But that was a good friend of mine. She used to bring me to the West Side. Me, him, his cousin Nettie, Candy from 1199. We all went to Norman Thomas together. And I would always go to the West Side with Cato. That's how I met a lot of them group home posse niggas. I be hanging out by Watley. That block where Watley's on, the corner where the liquor store is at, I be over there with them niggas. Shout out to the whole GHP, you know what I'm saying? Some niggas name, Kid Cole and all of them, you know, brown skin, light skin, rest in peace. A bunch of them passed away. I think one of them died on the bike. I think two of them, I know one died on the bike, but I think two of them may have passed away on the bike. My man, shout out to my man Poop Dogs, my man E Kizzy, you know what I'm saying? E Kizza, you know what I'm saying? This was that time. The streets was different. Going to a Ron G take on the B&Bs was popping, right? Or how about on the east side was the Double R G Motor Pro parties. St. Francis D. Sales parties at the 110th Street, Lex, the Community Center, 1199 parties. Shout out to definitely Double R G Motor Pro. You know what I'm saying? That was the era. This is the era. Yo, want to be in 87. We're in 87. What was New York looking like? On the east side, we had the steakhouse in 86. You know what I'm saying? Wings on the corner. Remember the wing spot? The Wiz is right across the street where the movie theater is at right now. The steakhouse, movie theater right there. Come on. Because that's the Upper East Side. And for those that's not from America, they did the Jeffersons on 85th Street between 3rd and Lex on that block. That's the building of the Jeffersons that they used, the backdrop. Definitely. Shout out to DJ Ron G, man. I'm on an interview with him, Ron G. It's me, Ron G, and Fat Man Scoop. Check out Unique Mecca Audio. I'm actually in an interview with them. Check out Mecca Audio. It's an interview I did with them. Ron G's a legend, man. Come on, man. Remember that joint that Ron G had? That joint that he had with Jodeci, the shit that he did with Jodeci, Ron G. But I think it was Mixes 3 or some shit like that. I think it was Mixes 3. Ron G, you got it going on. Ron G, you got it going on. Damn it. Ron G, you got it going on. Sorry I left you. He killed that shit. That's when you taking the Greyhound buses. You know how Lil Kim was rapping that Get Money shit, Greyhound and all that shit, Trailways and all that. That's when them those allegedly, those bus lines have a lot of mileage in them. You know what I'm saying? But the mixtapes, you have them 69 air, the Iowa, you know, Walkmans, the digital joints, not the digital, but you know, the digital sound shit, the clear shit. You know what I'm saying? Definitely bringing back to whatever, man. But you know what I'm saying? Now, so it's just, you know, she's being well versed here. We have to give Pat her credit. She's being well versed. I've got to respect the verse. She's being well versed here. And she's not throwing no slang. She's getting straight to the point, man. I'm gonna play some audio. Shout out to Vlad. Shout out to my man Unique, man. You know, Harlem in the building, man. You know, like I said, we're talking against all the world. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? It's my man right here, right? We was locked up together in 9-5. The guy in the green. He got this clothing line, right? So as I told you, the streets know the streets, man. The streets definitely shout to Mad Machete. Then they go to green, with the green thing across this thing. You know what I'm saying? I locked up with him. He got a clothing line called Wide Tail. Get in tune with it. It's called Wide Tail. We was locked up together. You know what I'm saying? Not glorifying jail. That's what I mean. The streets. When you outside, you in the mixes, you doing whatever you do, you're gonna bump heads with the streets. You can't, you know, see that this is what comes with the streets. So again, shout out to my man from the Wide Tail. He's from the Bronx, Cypress and all that. You know what I'm saying? 143 and all that. You know what I mean? Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. You know, we talk about it ever in the clock. Here go 87, right? Y'all talking about 87. Here go Cool that was out there in 87. No, it wasn't there. 87. We in the streets of New York, right? Remember that? The Carver Mob. Remember Carver Mob? 1987, the CM. Remember Carver Mob right there, Carver Projects? That's some of your OGs. You know what I'm saying? Carver Mob. What was out there in 87? Remember that? Hill Ho Crew. Remember that? East Harlem, Hill Ho Crew. They was outside. This is before the Hill Ho, though. You know what I'm saying? Third Avenue. This is Third Avenue flow. Shout out to my man Scar, Willie Woo. They go Porto. You heard? It was outside, so you get into the get down, right? I'm gonna show you 87. To my man Mike, rest in peace, Superman Heck, rest in peace, Dave Rowe. You heard? That's 80. I'm giving you 87. You want 87? I'm giving you the visuals of 87. What was outside? You heard? Even Disco was out in 87. Know what I mean? Just shout out to the Bronx. You see Disco, that's 87. Disco somewhere in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Disco. You heard? Webster Ave. This Disco. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to feel this. Feed the fucking wolves. I want you to feel this. This is me and Smooth B. You know, he was out in 87, right? Smooth B was out in 87. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the Pirate Life clothing line. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, that's Smooth B, right? So let's talk about the era and the time. 87, the streets was changing. The numbers was changing, right? It was accessible more to people. And then that's when I think Freebase joined into the dirty, got into the dirty section. The dirty section. For all you guys that didn't know who had, this is Ron in here. Ron had the Purple Rain. Rest in peace to Ron. That's my cousin in the picture too. That's Ron. That Purple Rain Angel Dust, that's the guy who had it first, Ron. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Ron from Tab Projects. You know what I'm saying? That's my cousin right here, Anthony DeBose. That's my cousin from Tab. You know what I'm saying? They was outside. Rock City was outside. They go Black Rob before Whoa. They was in Jeff. Shout out to Black Rob and Rock City, yo. 115th East Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So dudes is outside, man. Like the one saw the 115th Atlantic. Stephanie, shout out. Yo, I got your man Two Guns, man. Shout out to my man B Black, man. These are two goons that was outside. East Harlem, man. This is Washington Projects. This is you know, the Hill Hole crew. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just showing you. I'm giving you a brief description of what it was like in the era. You know what I'm saying? And it was a different time, man. The streets was different, right? We all could admit that. Rest in peace to Ant White. You know what I'm saying? The streets was different, and we was young kids before they had their chance. Before Ant White and us we was kids. Taking packs, scraping niggas, selling niggas dummies, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit was crazy. Shit was scandalous. Making customers buy dummies, all type of shit was foul. Come here, stupid. Forcing them. Yo, son, get these. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna front. A lot of dudes went to jail. Not me. But a lot of dudes went to jail for robbing customers. And it was some of the dummy, the customers come back, niggas would beat the customers up, and the customers would call the police and say dudes robbed them. A couple of my friends went up north for robberies like that. It was a dirty, dingy, dangerous time. The streets, but in 87, we all wanted girlfriends. That's what we wanted. The corner phone ring off, we wanted to be fly, we wanted to smell good, we wanted to eat good. We all wanted girlfriends. We didn't want to go to war with niggas. That shit was the last thing on niggas' minds. Dudes was trying to find their way into the game. This lucrative game without getting beat. Without getting beat. You know what I'm saying? You know, the cloth don't have a lot of hate. It's a lot of pain in the cloth. It's a lot of pain. It's just what time of your life does the pain affect you? But there's a lot of pain in the cloth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, shout out to my man Kenny Black. Free Kenny Black. He was outside, you heard? Free Kenny Black. He was getting money. Right? Kenny Black was outside in 87. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Black was outside. Yeah, that's what it was like. That's what it seemed like. If a nigga wasn't getting high, he was getting money. There was nothing in the middle. You know what I'm saying? If he was outside every day. You had no business walking around at 2 o'clock in the morning doing nothing. You was either hustling or you smoking. The only other niggas that used to fuck with you at night was the cab niggas. The police and the cabs, they would fuck with niggas. They was fucking with niggas, the cab niggas. Yellow cab niggas. Believe it or not, police have police in the cab. This is crazy. Like, they'd come around a lot on the late night. I ain't gonna front. They was bagging custodies though. Don't get it twisted. Let's ready this joint, man. I just had to go through all this, man, for this man. You know what I'm saying? So it was a time, man. 87 was a different year, right? Things was changing. What was the hottest song back then? Let's take it to 1987. 87 going to 88. Now going to 88, he's healing up, right? He's healing up. He want to rap. She's gonna tell a story. Now Rich steps up to the plate. Now Rich is on go now. Now everybody assumed AZ lived at his mother's house or lived at Pat's house. No, they had a crib in Jersey. So he was off to the right thing. You know what I'm saying? He's recovering. Let's talk about 1987. Now, 87, the streets changed. Crack started taking over, man. Now, I'm going to touch on a piece, but I'm going to have to play the audio, and then we're going to have to touch on more that Pat puts out. Shout out to my man, OG Sonny Blanco. He got like 10,000 views on that Rich Porter video. Debbie salute to that. You know what I'm saying? Debbie salute to you. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to East New York. Go check out Sonny Blanco. He got 10,000 views on that video he did about Rich Porter. Hold on one second. Hold on a second, party people. Hold on, give me a second. AZ shot and they're touching up on Darnell Porter. January 29th, 1990. Virginia burned. Police, boy killed for ransom from drug dealing brother. This is it right here. Associated Press. New York, a kidnapped 12-year-old boy whose finger was cut off to persuade his drug dealing brother to pay ransom was found dead in a pile of plastic bags just days after the brother was killed, police said. A man collecting cans on the bike path Sunday discovered the body of William Porter, who was abducted December 5th, most likely 1989, as he walked to school. The boy's 25-year-old brother, Richard Thomas Porter, had refused to cooperate with the police investigation of the kidnapping. Detectives speculate he may have been negotiating his brother's release before he turned up, fatally shot January 10th, not far from where William was found in New York borough of the Bronx. Now the weird part about this is, why would a man take credit for murdering somebody that was trying to get his brother back? Clout's a dangerous drug, man. What man would take credit and yo, I killed this man at a time that a man was looking for his brother? Fascination is one thing, I get it. But there's nothing real about that. Like, you took credit in killing a nigga that was trying to get his little brother back. And the only time you, allegedly in your head, you realize that he was jerking you was at a vulnerable time when he was trying to get his brother back. The streets is a dirty game, man. Dirty, dingy, and dangerous. As I tell people, there's the do's and the don'ts, man. The do's and the don'ts, the necessary necessaries. Once you understand what the fuck I'm saying, the do's and the don'ts, you do the right thing. You don't do, you know what I'm saying? Certain shit you just don't do. You know what I'm saying? According to nigga at a vulnerable time. You taking credit for killing a nigga at a vulnerable time in his life, allegedly. But paperwork wise, the paperwork I got, you ain't killing. So again, you just taking credit for some shit you didn't do. But why take credit for some shit that you didn't do when the man was looking for his little brother? But that's your story. They may have some other paperwork to produce it, but the paperwork I got, if y'all want it, ZekeBlack131@gmail.com. I'll send it to you. There's no mention of that. He mentioned other bodies that Wayne Perry, that little Gary caught, but not that one. Even he mentions the guns he bought from a certain guy that went and he killed Darkside TV. He went and he murdered Demencio. And all the guns that was used for other homicides in the DC area, metro area. Let's get back to the content. The boy's 25-year-old brother, Richard Thomas Porter, had refused to cooperate with police detectives. A police spokesman, Lieutenant Raymond O'Donnell, said Williams' body was identified Monday by family members. An autopsy report on the cause of death was not complete. Ellen Broco, a spokesman for the city medical examiner, said Monday. Detectives believe the boy was kidnapped for up to $500,000 ransom. Richard Porter is reputed by police to be a mid-level drug distributor who controls several street dealers in Harlem. A police source who spoke on condition admitted he said Williams' right index finger was severed on the left December 6th with a short tape message from him in the bathroom of a Manhattan restaurant. They cut my finger off, the sixth grader cried on the tape. The Daily News said January 5th addictions. Please help, I love you, mommy. Richard Porter was found shot in the head and chest, his wallet with more than $2,000 in it. It was found on his body at the time of his slaying. Police refused to comment on the kidnapping because the 12-year-old had not been found. The kidnappers demanded money in a series of telephone calls, notes, and a tape message from William, all on December 5th and 6th. The kidnappers had told Richard Porter in a telephone call to go to the restaurant bathroom, but he sent another family member instead. The last contact with the kidnappers came December 10th when a woman handed a note to a child in Manhattan and told him to deliver it to William's aunt who lived in the area. The note said the boy was in pain and needed medical attention. Now, what type of nigga Apple was, man? All in all, you're sitting there, you're watching all this transpire. You got him there 7 days later, and y'all knew y'all killed Darnell already. But y'all still wanted the money. If he dropped the money, you're fucking gonna kill whatever stupid plot you came up with, bro. That's the end result. There's no loyalty in the game, man. There's no love in the game. Your uncle can't hate you that much that he's sitting there watching people cry, the pain. And you're sitting there like, man, fuck that. We still want to get something out of this. Even though y'all knew y'all cut his finger off, you know that he probably got an infection or something and passed on. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the dirty nigga under the sun, man. I'm surprised he made a parole board. You know what I'm saying? Dope fiend. That dope, them niggas, that heroin them niggas just used was dirty, dingy, and dangerous. I tell you that. That heroin that them niggas, them dudes just used was dirty, dingy, and dangerous. I'm gonna play. I had to go into the newspaper article for those across the world that didn't know what happened. December 5th. Now I was in school when that happened, in high school. That happened. There was a big story. Everybody was talking about it all day. It was conversation. People were sad about that. That's the first time I've ever seen people be sad about something that dealt with drugs. Like, yo, Richard's a good guy, he's a good dude, he deserved this. And there was a lot of love coming from people. It wasn't like, yo, he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? It's like Harlem really loved Rich. You know what I'm saying? Harlem really loved Rich Porter, man. I can honestly say that Harlem really loved him. Now, I was in high school. I was in Norman Thomas High School. Hell yeah, that dope had these niggas super aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. OG Sonny Blanco in the building. Shout out to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn. Manhattan keep on making it. Brooklyn keeps on taking it. Bronx keep creating it. And Queens keeps on faking it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Queens niggas though. That was just a song, man. That song was out too, right? 87, right? Criminal Minded and all that shit. Criminal Minded. All that shit was out. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to Careless One and all the BDP posse. Look at LA was getting into his bag. He come from the dope era. I don't know nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? They come from the dope era. They was from the dope era. I heard his name before. His name always rang bells, but they come from a different era. You know what I'm saying? He came from a different cloth. You know what I'm saying? That's when you had shooting galleries and all that. He come from those type of conversations. Shooting galleries and all that shit on the west side and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That west side was different. Those blocks that you hear about, that these niggas rap about, are different blocks. You know what I'm saying? You already know, man. Those blocks is different blocks. All that. When you hear NFL niggas, those are dope blocks. 40 Wolves, those are dope and dust blocks. In the 70s. You know what I'm saying? All those blocks is old. Those $1 million blocks. Dude done died on them blocks. Before the crack era. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to NFL, Best Out, all that. You know what I'm saying? All those side blocks you hear about, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on. The low lives is popping. You know, the Decepticons losing their mind in New York. New York City was crazy. Uptown was wild. Downtown was crazy. It was crazy. Shit was crazy in New York. I'm gonna play some. Yeah. Did I ever experience it? Nah, I just had a chance to be outside of it a couple. I was too young for that shit. I was outside of it a couple of times. I got to see the stage and the show. You know what I'm saying? Because the people I was around, those he be going to the rooftop. I got to see a whole bunch of shit. That was the time. Willie Burgers got to go uptown, go to Willie Burgers. Just going to the west side. I wasn't that young, but that was a whole different scene right there. That shit was like its own black Grammys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was the shit. You know what I'm saying? That was the shit, man. That was a scene of his own. It wasn't like a bunch of dirty niggas out there. That shit was a show. That shit was a show. Just the parking lot pimping outside the rooftop was like being in the club. You know what I'm saying? It was a different time. Let me get Debbie shout out to AJ. Let me get this thing here. I think she was well versed, man. She says about Pat Porter, Vlad, Pat Porter, Rich Porter, Alpo had their own plugs when AZ got shot and left the game. Now, not changing the content, but I gotta touch on this. Not really touching it, but listen, that thing with the young boys and they got these Fed charged with hip hop. You know that the Big C, when they had the pandemic and everything stopped, you know, what comes in the game is this. You start doing these crimes and they start zeroing down where the money at. I don't know. I can't speak for these young boys. They're in other states. I don't know what's getting these dudes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's getting these dudes caught up. But I just, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, we seen what they did to Meechnum. So even though they letting these dudes out on admitting it's a gang and all this shit, we seen what they did to Meech. Meech beat the murder charge, right? In the state of Georgia, and then the Feds snatched his ass up. It got 30 out the nigga. You know what I'm saying? 35 out of the nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know. They got these niggas on record saying it's a gang, and then who knows? Yeah, young thug, we give you time served, but then 2 months later, the Feds get some shit to snatch these niggas up. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. So let me hit the Pat Porter, Rich Porter, Alpo had their own plugs when AZ got shot and left the game. Here you go, Pat. Pat, showtime, Pat. It's showtime, Pat Porter. It's showtime, you heard? Shout out to New York, man.
Think about.
Shout out to Brad, man.
Okay. Well, AZ is recovering from his injuries. Lulu gets killed. And since he's not really active in the drug game at this point, from what I understand, it kind of caused some strains in terms of the relationships with Rich Porter and Alpo as well, because he was the plug for them, right? He was the one that was bringing all the cocaine and... No?
They were threesome as far as coming together and having good times. But if I'm not mistaken, they all had their own plugs. Because they all was at a level to where anybody wanted to dance with them. So they all had their own plugs, because Richard was dealing with someone, that other one was dealing with someone, and A was like, at this point, they all was plugged in.
Got it. Okay. I mean, after he got shot and started to recover, were you having conversations about, hey, I'm going to leave the drug game, I'm just going to, let me just...
Oh, he was out of it for a very long time. Not to say a long time, but I mean, like, in recovery, he was just down. He really, like, this is when he's starting to think about, like, rapping and stuff. This whole time he's in recovery, he's writing stuff, like, or having me write stuff, like, write this down. So his mind switched somewhere else, possibly trying to figure out a way out. And now rap is starting to come into the area, or up and down. You start hearing about people rapping, and that's what he started thinking about, like, let me write this. Like, he literally spent a lot of time in the bed recovering, writing rhymes.
Yeah.
And that's the formation to kick that gangster show. D. Morris was popping. Okay, you did say they had their own plugs, yes. So again, that's my argument. That was our argument. So how can he be slick with Alpo if Poe had his own plug? The only time they could do bad business unless he called Rich for something and Rich did some funny shit to him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You know, mob style, exactly. They worked in the mob style out. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I don't see Poe plugged. So basically, the beef should be Rich Porter beef with the plug. And Alpo did whatever he did to him because whatever Rich did to that plug. The beef shouldn't be, yo, you deaded me because the plug, because it doesn't make sense. It would have only made sense had the plug called Poe and said, yo, I gave Rich 10 birds to you or 5 birds to you. Yo, that would make sense. At least he knew. So he could be like, yo, the nigga gave me 10 birds. I came down. Yo, son, where that work at? And you playing stupid. That makes sense. Not just you gave a nigga some work and you're going off of the mercy of his integrity. Because that sounds crazy. You're going off the mercy of his integrity. I've never given somebody work and went off the integrity. Nigga, I want my money Tuesday. I never went off of, I'm not going to bother him until Tuesday. I give a nigga some work, I call you every morning. Yo, son, what's up? How you doing, bro? You good? Yo, I'm going to see you Tuesday. I got to remind you. That's how the game go. So I'm pretty sure somebody gave somebody a couple of bricks. It's going to, yo, son, what's up? Because that's money involved. Even if Rich gave the nigga some money, it's money involved. Yo, son, did you get that? The whole goal of me giving him this consignment is for you to get it. I just don't have time to meet up with you. So that's where Alpo fucked up with that story. Now it made sense. You know what I'm saying? That would make more sense. Sonny Blanco, like what you just said, Alpo said he talked to the plug, saw the plug told him he just hit Rich and described the work because Poe was like, bring the work down, bring the numbers down. Now look, you have your own plug. You know and I know Sonny Blanco, we're talking some street shit. We talking about some street shit. You know what I'm saying? That would make more sense. Sonny Blanco, like what you just said, Alpo said he talked to the plug, saw the plug told him he just hit Rich and described the work because Poe was like, bring the work down, bring the numbers down. Now look, you have your own plug. You know and I know Sonny Blanco, we're talking some street shit. You know what I'm saying? We talking about some street shit now, some block shit. And nigga give you some birds for another nigga. Now, of course, you get to work for me. I'm charging you. Because I'm in the business of making money. That's why I don't call you, Sonny. That's why I'm not going to call you for no work, because I know you're going to charge me. I'm going to call the plug. Why would I go see you and you got to work from him? You're not going to give me the price he gave you. That doesn't make mathematical sense. You got to understand the weight game. Again, this is the weight game. Yeah? Exactly. That's what he said. That's what he said. Doesn't make sense. But this is your plug. When you're spending over 10,000 with the motherfucker, you have a good conversation. You have a good rapport with him. This ain't even the rapport should be. Alpo should not be in the conversation. Alpo said he was spending 500,000, 400,000 on a re-up. There's no Rich Porter conversation in this shit, son. I'm pretty sure the plug like fuck Rich. You know what I'm saying? If I don't got nothing, I can find something for 500,000. Come on, this gotta make sense, bro. This man wasn't spending 20,000, 30,000. He was spending 100,000, 200,000 on the re-up. Sometimes he said 500,000, 400,000. You're telling me the plug who could take all the money is going, I'm gonna give Rich the work so he can make money off of my come up, when I could take this 500,000 and go see Juan in Corona, Queens, or you know what I'm saying? That story only works if the plug told him. He gave him the work. Yo, I gave the nigga 10 birds to you. That shit don't make no sense. He only found that out because he bumped heads with the nigga. Yo, I gave your man something. Exactly. That's the beef. Birds. Nobody. Think about this. The plug told him when he seen him. So if he don't see the plug, he doesn't know the plug gave this nigga some extra bricks for him. That shit is bullshit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know it's bullshit. Y'all know that shit is bullshit. He told him that after. So Poe don't see him. Let's say the plug gets assassinated on Tuesday. Poe would never know that he gave him some extra birds for him. That's bullshit, bro. You pray for the same price. That's not how that works. That's not how business works. Come on, Ron. Ron, you know that, Ron. I know if we fuck with the same nigga, but the nigga that we fuck with, he hits you. He tell me he don't got nothing. I know you're going to put points on my shit. You're not going to go Z. Because if you give it to me for your price, you're going to make no money off of this. You don't get it. I'm not holding 30 bricks in my house to give niggas the same price. It's about making money. You niggas, so you telling me your niggas sort of lie? So a lot of you niggas is telling me y'all hustle for niggas for free? So y'all gonna sit here and tell me that a lot of you niggas hustle for niggas for free? That's crazy, bro. So you're telling me that you have some work that you got from somebody and you're giving to them for your price. What's your profit in your price? Loyalty, being a real nigga? Nigga saying you a real nigga? That's all gonna get out of it. Your price. I'm gonna give you these grams for my price. So what you got out of that? I ain't making money out of this, but I'm a real nigga. All my niggas is eating. He eating steaks and flaming young. I'm here the project looking crazy. Cause Poppy making his money, he making his money. I'm just looking stupid in the middle of the projects. That's not how it go. That's not how the game go. Well, I'm gonna put you on, D Morris. Everybody put points on something. Best friends put points on something. That's how the game goes. They're in this game to make business. Because at the end of the day, these drugs are A felonies. They're not B's, C's, or D's, or even a Class A misdemeanor. These are A2, A1 felonies that at this point in time, if you get caught with a brick, you get up to life in prison. 1 to life, 2 to life, 3 to life, 10 to life, 25 to life. I'm not giving you something that I can do the rest of my life in jail for my price. Call it connect yourself. That's what I'm going to tell him. Call warn yourself, nigga. Poe wasn't that stupid. So you tell me he was a stupid drug dealer that took any price? You're telling me Poe took any price. Is that what you're telling me? Y'all sound crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Yeah, son. There's a bunch of niggas I know that hustle together. That stop hustling together because of that. Because of business. They didn't see business eye to eye. I can't fuck with him. Why? See, now he got the plug. I don't. You know what I'm saying? He re-up. I can't go with him. This shit ain't working out. The numbers ain't adding up. A nigga stop fucking with him. That's not how that shit go. Because you're putting integrity into the drug game. There's no integrity in the drug game. This is not like having a job, bro. Because you're not making no money. Y'all seeing this. So I want to ask you a question. So what profit was Rich Porter going to make for the joints that the Connect gave? Let's have this conversation. I'm happy to have this conversation. What was the profit that Rich Porter was going to make had he gave Poe the low? There's no integrity in the drug game, bro. There's no integrity in the drug game. There's none at all, bro. There's none at all. I didn't see niggas sell their man's garbage just to get back on. I didn't see niggas sell niggas dirt. Yo, son, fuck that. When I get right, I got it. I didn't see niggas come from out of town and nigga give a nigga some bullshit. They mans, niggas that they love. Yo, son, here, take this. Niggas calling back. Yo, son, this shit is garbage. Yo, don't worry about it. I got you on the comeback. This is real drug game shit. This ain't stick-up kid shit. This ain't creeping through windows. This is the drug game. Niggas that did this to niggas. Real niggas. They gave niggas garbage. Go out of town with that shit. Niggas come back crying. Yo, son, I can't dump this shit, son. Yo, don't worry about it. I'm getting my money. I took your money. I flipped that. That's part of the game. There's no integrity in this. This is not like the army, bro. If a nigga have a chance to get back, you don't know what Rich, you know what I'm saying? And that's where y'all let a nigga that sat in jail speak to y'all with some type of fake integrity. Question, what was the profit? You have to be killed. What was the profit? Okay, let's go by what let's say Rich never, in his head, let's deal with that. No. I'm not missing the point. I'm a nigga that sat around niggas at the tables. I'm not missing the point at all. There's no integrity in the game. I done sat with niggas at the table. So I see things differently. I done seen niggas short packs. If I gotta get right, yo, son, what's up? Here, take that. Yep. You call me, yo, Zeke, what's up? So the game go. I did that many a times to get back. Yo, son, what up? I got some garbage. I can't get rid of it. Yo, son, you'll see. I'm coming from out of town. Yo, I got it for you for the low. What? They flag. Here, take this. I'm keeping it 100 with you. They get to where they gotta go. Yo, Zeke, this is bullshit. This is garbage. You don't worry about it, son. I got you when he come back. I get right. He come back. Here, go. Happen with the game, my nigga. This is part of the game. Nigga don't just go, yo, so that's how the game go. I'm keeping it 100 with you. I'm keeping it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Not all Harlem niggas is like that. You got some that won't do no shit like that, but there's some that, yo, I gotta get rid of this shit. I can't dunk this. I got 200 grams of garbage. I started calling niggas around. Yo, son. You know what I'm saying? I started calling around. Yo, son, such and such. Yo, where you at? Oh, yo. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of the game. The only part of the game that deals with integrity is don't have sex with my wife. Don't snitch on me. If you're going to rob me, if you're going to book me, book me. Hell yeah, they had to. It's a bunch of niggas that wanted to, too. I got fun. It's a couple of niggas that had to wrestle with it a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? It's a little upset. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a hustler. Exactly. That's how the game went. That's why I got front. What you just said, OG Sonny Blanco, is why a lot of niggas died. I'm going to be honest with you. Niggas told niggas some bullshit. Nigga call a nigga back. Nigga suck my dick. You know what I'm saying? I was on the block with them one year. I met them with Sugar Hill Tone. I knew you talking about the OG Warren nigga. Yeah, they used to be on the same block in the 90s. And I was with Sugar Hill Tone on the July 4th celebration on the block. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nah. You got it's the game. It's the game. You can't because you can't put something that's criminal and put that with anything else. That's why that's the game. Why you think when people buy a brick, they just walk away and go, yo, son, I trust you. Niggas weigh that shit in front of niggas. Niggas that have somebody test that shit in their face. Because it's the game. It's business. Y'all gotta understand there's a difference in business. That's not my line of work against my garbage, but I've gave niggas garbage before because that's the line of work I was in. If somebody gave me garbage, I dumped it on somebody else. Did I kill a nigga who gave me garbage? No, I charged it to the game. I call him and go, yo, Z, shit is fucked up. It's all I had left. You got it? I say less. I gotta get rid of it. I don't hate you. I'm not gonna kill you for that. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna make it right. And that's what niggas did. And that's what dudes do. You make it right. Son, come back. Yo, Zeke, what's up? You good? You're here. I'm gonna send you some Western Union here. We'll take whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it wasn't that. The game, all that's part of the hustle. That has nothing to do with the game. You can't look at it from a Brooklyn eye, bro. You gotta look at it from the game. The game. I don't watch niggas give niggas blow up. I don't watch niggas that fuck with niggas give niggas blow up for the low. You know what I'm saying? Many times. They came back and killed Poppy. Many times I had nothing. I couldn't find nothing. I'm sitting my stupid ass in Blimpies on Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing the shit I got is good money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what's different, bro. That's why you got winners, you got losers in the game. That's how the shit go. But let's look at this. Let's look at this. Nah, this is business. That's why you got certain niggas that won in the game and certain niggas that lost in the game. That's just how let's look at business. Let's look at business. Let's look at business. Because we're getting off track here about business. Again, what was the profit that Rich Porter was going to make by selling Alpo the bricks for his price? Let's answer that question. That's how that went. That's how that shit went. That's the difference. We didn't get all, yo, I'm gonna kill this nigga for that. You see? Now I give all my people I did good business with. But that being said, you win some, you lose some. Again, let's go back into we're getting off track with the game. I just have to give you an example of the game. You don't like her, but that's hey, life goes on. We'll never do business. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not in the game anyway, but we'll never do business. You know what I'm saying? that's just how this shit go. That's how this shit go. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas be looking for friends and love. You know what I'm saying? That's not how this thing works. Again, let's go back to the moral of the story. If Rich Porter allegedly did not overcharge Alpo for the bricks, what was Rich profit for the bricks? What was his profit? Fuck talk about morals and integrity and all this other gang shit your niggas is talking about. I respect it though, but let's get back to Rich. What was Rich Porter's profit? How he said, yo, I'm gonna give it to you for what the Connect gave it to me for. Oh, zero. What's the profit that Rich would have made for giving Rich Porter Alpo the bricks for that same price when I can sit here in my car and dump it on these niggas and make some PC? What was the profit if he didn't do that? You might have to go see Warren for that. Fuck, I'm gonna sit with this shit in my house for and wait till you come back from DC for. Gotta make it make sense, man. There's no integrity in that. There's no act of quality to that. There's no principles or morals to that. If he would have gave him that, the plug fucked with him. It's not me making. If I meet the plug, if I meet your plug, and your plug goes, y'all want to do big business with Zeke, and you allow that business to happen, then there's no cutthroat. Now, Rich didn't cut his throat. He met the plug through him. You can't get mad at that. Y'all getting mad. What was the benefit? What was the benefit of Rich Porter holding the drugs in his house? Fuck the plug. Okay, the plug gave me these bricks. I'm gonna give it to you for the price he gave it to me. Does that make sense? Have you ever done something for nothing? Have you ever done something for nothing, my nigga? At a high level. So you're telling me, I wish you was my friend. I wish. Oh my God, I love you niggas. If I could go to your house and get it for 13, 14 a gram, cause we niggas? Because we niggas? Because you my man. I can get it for your price. I don't care who the plug is. I don't care who the plug is. Nah, so I got my man. He can get it for his price. You know what I'm saying? But there has to be a profit. Rich, he felt like Rich should have never made a profit off him. Because that was his plug. Okay, yo, that's my man. How you eating off of me? I introduced you to the plug. That's his logic. Again, but what was Rich Porter's profit? So you telling me now that I'm supposed to hold 20 bricks for you when you come back and not make no money off of this? So Juan might as well hold these bricks. Why am I going to hold these 8 felonies in my house? Why am I going to be babysitting these 8 felonies in my crib if I'm not going to make no money off of it? Now, if you come see me and I got them, I got to make some money off of this. There's nothing corrupt about that. Because for all that, go see your plug. Why the fuck you calling me for? Go call him. This shit is business. There's nothing grimy about that. There's nothing grimy about that. That's some shit he concocted in jail before he made his speech to make his rich sounds. Because y'all niggas don't understand the drug game. Shit about integrity and morals and principles. You don't understand this game. Niggas is in this game to make money, bro. You're not in this game for nothing else. Y'all keep trying to put some shit that don't make sense to this. So what is now? What would have been foul? Had Rich Porter went behind his back? No, had he went behind his back and backdoored him. Like, yo, fuck, don't fuck with Poe, fuck with me. That's not how that went. He introduced him to his plug. So just because you introduced it to the nigga doesn't mean that I gotta give it to you for the price he gave it to me. What you think, I'm Boo Boo the fool? So when you call me because you introduced me to him and he ain't answering your phone calls, because he ain't answering your phone calls, you calling me. Because that's the only reason why you coming to see me for, because he ain't answering you, nigga. You wanna know why he ain't answering you for? Because he's hearing about these dead bodies in D.C. He's falling back from you. That's why the connect ain't answering the phone. He hear the stories. Yo, Poe wildin'. Yo, they killed this nigga, they killed that nigga. Oh, no, I ain't fucking with this nigga. Yo, you fuck with the nigga. And that's why he started giving that work to Rich. That's why he started giving that nigga work to Rich. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not wrong on this one, because he could have, when he got it from, he could have got it from the man himself. I'm not making assumptions. He could have got the work from the man himself. He could have got the work from the man himself. This doesn't make sense. If the man had it accessible, if the man... No, I'm not. So, okay, so again, let's go back. So why didn't the plug didn't deal with Alpo for? Now I'm asking you again, Sonny Blanco. Why didn't the plug deal with Alpo? Why didn't he just deal with him? He could have had anybody deal with him. I'm pretty sure the plug had 4 or 5 other niggas he was hitting. Why didn't the plug just deal with Poe? Why did he go, I gave the work to Rich? And the only way you found that out is because you seen him somewhere. So you wasn't even in communication like that, bro. He said he seen him. They had the conversation. So it wasn't like they was in contact with each other, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I don't got the streamyard. Because you're not gonna sit and tell him about the game. This doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure the plug had 20 other niggas he was hitting. You know what I'm saying? That's his story. We're gonna hear if he really did that. That's what he said. She haven't got to her brother yet. Let's see if she say. Let's see if she say Poe gave her 100,000. Let's see. She ain't finished talking yet. They're gonna get the door now. Let's see if she say that other nigga gave up 100,000 to my brother, because they would have knew that one. That's something the whole family would have knew. Yo, 100,000 to get the little boy back. We need their head, bro. This just makes no sense. I can't call you directly, but I gotta see Rich. But I know that now I see you. I'm more or less on you. Like, yo, son, why you acting funny with me for? What's up, man? You though, nah, I've been hitting your man. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. That math doesn't make sense. Never in my lifetime. Now, I'm not even disrespecting Poe, because Poe was getting a lot of, when it came to the money game, I seen him outside. He was getting a lot of money, and he was loved on the east side. He have, you know what I'm saying? He made a reputation for himself, but this storyline he came up with sound crazy. It just sound crazy. Now, listen, my job ain't to convince y'all. I'm talking about from my personal experiences. Fucking with niggas. When it's hard to find your plug, that means there's a reason why he's not trying to interact with you personally. Either you fuck some money up or you're hot. H-O-T. So when you call the plug, he ain't answering, he's ducking and dodging. You might see him somewhere, oh shit, what's up? But he ain't trying to contact you because you're hot. Poe at that time was not hot in New York City. What was hot in New York City was this crack cocaine wave. So you would think that he won't be fucking with Rich. He'll be fucking with Poe more. Because crack was hot, 87. How, like, you was outside Sonny Blanco, you know. You know that crack shit was doing in East New York and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? He discharged him. I'm not gonna say he wasn't. If that was their business, again, was Rich Porter supposed to give it to him for that price? That's all I'm asking. Fuck the plug. Because remember, he didn't backdoor him. He didn't backdoor him. So he met the plug from Poe. We don't know why the plug wasn't answering Poe's beeps phone calls. We don't know. We don't know why. Sonny Blanco, we don't know. We don't know. I'm happy you here. We don't know. We don't know why the nigga wasn't answering his phone calls. But one thing we can honestly say, though, we all can agree to, right, is that when he seen the Connect, it's the first time it came to his head that the Connect told him a lot of things, which is weird. So why the Connect, yo, I gave him something extra, yo, I don't know why. I gave, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm mad at you. Yo, let's see if he lied to me about the Connect thing. We don't know the relationship between the Connect and Rich. Maybe Rich held on some type of integrity. Maybe the Connect said, yo, don't tell Poe I've been hitting you. Yo, I got you. Niggas tell niggas that. Yo, tell son I don't got nothing. Tell son I'm fucked up. Niggas do that. Niggas do that, bro. Niggas do that all the time. So maybe that's what he told Rich. And maybe that's what Roach, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. Huh? If that's the case. Because it looked like the Connect wasn't looking for Poe. And Poe probably ran down on him, not in a good way. Hyperactive. We got these two little niggas with him. Yo, son, what's up? Because why? Because Poe doesn't want to deal with Rich. I want to deal with you. Now I'm calling this nigga for some work, but I can't get in contact with you. Tell me, can somebody tell me, is that an assumption? This is what Alpo was saying. He bumped into his Connect. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, bro. Because you can't say, well, he was jerking me, huh? So he was to give it to you for what price? That means he's selling you drugs for free. Because so if my man's introduced to Connect, does that mean that I make no profit off of this? So now I'm gonna go, yeah, son, take this brick. Yo, yeah, don't worry about it. You my nigga. It wasn't for you. It won't be us. This guy's spending $200,000 on the re-up, $300,000 on the re-up. But I like this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I like this conversation. One thing we all can admit, Pat said they all three had their own plugs. We all can admit that. She said that out her own mouth. Yo, they had their own plugs. You all had her own plugs. Now, the truth of the game is, being in the game, depending on what part of the pay grades you was. I'm not talking about we was buying 5 ounces or 2 ounces or 100 grams. You know what I'm saying? Now, I you know what I'm saying? I would be mad. But my whole thing is, you're not answering my phone calls, but you're giving this nigga the work. It takes me to run down on you for you to say, yo, son, I gave him the work. Here go Rich Porter, his integrity. He's standing on what he's standing on, right? Integrity, right? Yo, what's up? What's up to Connect? Y'all know what you're talking about. Because the nigga probably told that nigga, yo, tell that nigga, Because Poe was hot. A lot of you don't know. A lot of people was talking about the things that Poe was doing in D.C., in New York. We just didn't know about the Demencio shit. You know what I'm saying? Everything, Poe losing his mind. Niggas is coming back and, yo, Poe bugging. Just hearing that, yo, he's in, remember, D.C. is federal property. Anything can happen to Rich Porter, man. They beef. We don't know what the actual beef was if he did kill him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the only one that was getting jerked. Then for that, why niggas didn't kill Preacher? Preacher was literally had niggas paying him out their ass. For all that. Nigga ain't come to New York and kill Preacher. Even when them niggas felt like Apple did that, when them niggas felt, when he felt Preacher was involved. We ain't see the assassins come and try to gun that nigga down. You know what I'm saying? You know, because when niggas are out, I'm just dealing with what the sister said. They had their own plugs, they had their own issues, their own problems. Okay, boom, boom, boom. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Most niggas had police with them though. Most money niggas, most money crews had a cop on the payroll. So he ain't the only one. Most of these crews had niggas that's getting real money was paying cops. They was paying police. They was paying police. The 30-30, that's why you have precincts like the 30-30, 34 precincts, and certain other precincts within the 5 boroughs. But the ones I know about, even they had some dirty cops in the 23rd. That's how they ever went, man. You know what I'm saying? What I'm listening is when I heard him speak, I'm like, it has to make sense. But to connect don't tell you, you have to, so if Alpo don't see the connect, he doesn't know that Richton got over on him. This doesn't make sense. If Alpo never sees the connect, allegedly, let's say this, Alpo don't see the connect. Let's say Alpo don't see the connect. He doesn't know that Rich Porter's getting over on him, and he doesn't even know that he's fucking with the connect. So why was it that the connect fell back from Alpo? What's the assumption there? Why was it that the Alpo, who was spending $200,000 to $300,000 on the real, right? On the real, $200,000 to $300,000 on the real. I don't want to deal with you directly. I want you to deal with your friends. Actually, and tell your friends when you come, don't tell them niggas that you see me. Definitely shout out to Harlem, man. Shout out to the Lynch Mob, man. You know, one thing I've learned, man, is that I was never always a corner boy. So as I grew in the game, I began to understand the business. When somebody doesn't want to contact you, there's 2 reasons. You're either telling or you're hot. So there was something hot about Alpo that the connect didn't want to do personal business with him no more. And he felt to do business with his man. You know what I'm saying? That's you hear what he's saying. 500,000, but let me tell you something. But 500,000, exactly. That's what you just said. You're spending 500,000. A nigga will find somebody. Yo, my man coming through heavy. Those niggas, that's what I mean. A different type of pay grades. Who your plug was? A middleman that only had one or 2 heads you can call. You called me a plug because he had access to something? Because 500,000, you can find something. You really tied in with the right niggas. 500, 200, 100,000 in 1987, 88, 89. It was right across the street for him in East River. Right across the street. He could have went and found, yo, I got 500,000. All right, Poppy. Yo, you ain't got to leave the block. He didn't have to leave the east side for that. For those that know, he didn't have to leave First Avenue. Fuck the east side, First Avenue. He didn't have to leave First Avenue for that. That's the question. But this nigga spending all this millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars on the real, why nobody want to fuck with him? Why he had to fuck with Rich? He could have went right across the street from where he lived. Shout out to Don Rico. Come on, Ron Biggs. Ron Brooks, you know, Ron. Let's stop the speculation temptation. You know on First Avenue, he could have went right across the street and spent 500,000. In East River, where he's from. He has no problems over there. We've seen it. He's back in the hood. He's taking pictures. He's riding bikes. He's right there in the hood, East River, Wilson Projects. He could have went right across the street and spent that 500,000 for a good price. A price better than what he was getting on the west side. But the Llewellyn brothers was uptown. They close to the AK projects. We're talking about where he's from. Where he's from, East Harlem is broken down to different segments. It's more black. Like where he was from in East Harlem, where the Llewellyn brothers was at, AK and all that shit, it's more black over there. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Italian section, then you got the Spanish from Wagner, Spanish and blacks, and then there's a portion of Spanish Harlem that I call San Juan. From 110th Street to 99th Street, there's more Spanish niggas. I call that San Juan. If you go on the east side, back in the days, you will see there's a lot of Spanish cats from 110th to 96. Like I said, and where Poe was from 105th Street, 104th, 103rd, wherever the fuck that is over there, he could have walked right across the street. Yo. That's how I thought they was from the west side, but I think they from AK projects or some shit like that. I would say AK or Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Was they from like that area, Lincoln or A? I know AK is on Lex, but you know you got Lincoln and all that. West side. Got you. That could have been one, because think about it. Think about it. Nobody looked at that option because we have to keep in mind. We have to keep in mind, right? We have to keep in mind that Randy Love, I don't know if he was cool with Kevin Clark, but I'm pretty sure he was cool with the Bolden brothers. So I know there was some backlash over that. Yo, A's testifying. I'm pretty sure he was cool with the Timmons, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But this is a good live, man. My man Sonny Blanc in the building. I love when these Brooklyn niggas pull up. I want to do the StreamYard tomorrow, though. You heard Sonny Blanc? We're going to do the StreamYard tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the way you see it, and that's the way I see it. But maybe I see it from a different glass. You see it from a different glass. I know what I'm saying? I've been around these wild tables. I done seen some of the wickedest. I done seen some shit. I done seen niggas let niggas way up from niggas that killed their bosses or were accused of being involved with murdering their bosses, doing business with them niggas. Like, yo, here, fuck it. So there's no integrity in the game. I didn't see this shit. I didn't see niggas come back from out of town buying work from niggas who was getting A1 money with niggas that got murdered and still fucking with niggas. We done seen it. You know what I'm saying? That's how the game goes. May not go like that on your block, but definitely uptown, you see a whole bunch of that sometimes. Dudes are do backdoor business with each other. That's just the game of the game. The game is the game. That's why you gotta know what position you play in the game. Hold on. What is this? Backdoor business with each other. That's oh man. Hold on. Sonny Blanco up early in the morning. Stay at all of you, huh? Dirty niggas uptown. The streets is a dingy, dirty place, man. But with that being said, man, you know, I actually enjoyed it because she started at 8:20. I appreciate all those that pulled up. I'm pretty sure she's going to get to the meat and potatoes. We're going to start these conversations again. We're going to go live. We're going to have Sonny Blanco come up, just type this shit. He type it away, and that Brooklyn shit. And I like that. Even D. Morris, you can pull up on the StreamYard tomorrow. We have a StreamYard because it's not about me being right. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody see things the way they see it. It's all respected. And I'm not throwing, you know what I'm saying? How you look at it, how you look at it. You're only going by what the man said, so I got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I respect it. That's what Poe said. You're going with it. I just look at it differently. You know what I'm saying? Just from the game. You know what I'm saying? But Lulu did go check out that Vlad interview. Lulu did go see Rich Porter, AZ in the hospital. He passed away and things began to change. And soon, you know, let's keep following the flag interview, follow Unique, make an audio, you heard? And we're just doing the necessaries, man, you know. You know, me being an East Harlem nigga, I may look at things a little more different, but it's not how I look at it, you know what I'm saying? I done seen some things go down at the tables that was wild, that I thought was crazy. But who am I? Hold on a second. Man, Sonny Blanc, we got that 10K. Taking him uptown with the O's. Yo, that nigga Zeke Black is crazy. I'm just telling you, I'm telling my testimony, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell the story without keeping it funky. Yeah, I scraped a couple of niggas in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? That would sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? I just never told on nobody. I never did no stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga got scraped a couple of times when shit was fucked up. That's how the game goes, man. I didn't see niggas short packs and all type of shit. Like, shit is dirty. Nigga out there all day hustling, knowing the packs is short. And they're like, yo, where my money at? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like they say, I love you and you're my homie and you're my friend, bro.
Shout out to
we
my
was
nigga.
raised to move in silence. You know, big shout out to my man Zeke Black, Double J, all them. You know, they used to tell me, you know, really Zeke Black or Double J do it. Say it now to just say it like they say.
Definitely shout out to my man. Make an audio. We're gonna get back to part. Tomorrow we doing the show tomorrow morning. I'm gonna start on time 8:20. We here. The Wolves is in the building. I appreciate y'all that pulled up. I gotta go. Shout out to Spanish Harlem. Shout out to my man. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about another game, let's think about this as we leave the show. What was the profit that Rich Porter was gonna make if he'd have gave Alpo those bricks for the price he got it for? Sleep on that. Marinate on that. Marinate on that. The only thing he got out of that was, yo, he's a real nigga. There's no profit in that. People are in the business of making money and not making friends. This is not a promotional only thing. People are not doing nothing for promotion. Exactly. Rest in peace to all those that passed away. It was a beautiful time. Bad business. Like I said, my paperwork says he didn't kill Rich. But y'all can also, if you're wanting Zeke Black, 131@gmail.com. With that being said, I appreciate y'all. Harlem in the building, East Harlem in the building. Exactly. So why you kill him for? See, you gotta let somebody talk. You know what I'm saying? Because he had to come up with this narrative that Rich is the bad guy. But he should have told me. Told you what? That the Connect wasn't fucking with you? So if anything, Rich Porter stood on integrity. The Connect probably told him, most likely tell that nigga, I don't got nothing. I'm not around. Because that's what he's asking. Yo, you see Jose or John? Nah, I don't know what is going on. And that's what he thought the lie was when, because Paul probably ran up on him real aggressive. Duke got scared. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, integrity. He only went by what the nigga told him. I tell niggas that all the time. Yo, don't tell niggas you see me. Yo, don't tell niggas my phone number. He stood on that. But he didn't think in 1,000 years that Paul would run down on the nigga and threaten the nigga, and Paul started thinking niggas is scheming. Yo, that you see Juan, yo, why he lied to me for? Because Juan told me he seen the nigga. So if anything, if Rich Porter died, he didn't die because he was jerking Alpo. He died because he held integrity to a Connect that went and told the nigga. That went and told the nigga, yeah, I fuck with the nigga and I get niggas in the field out of fear. Remember that, man. With that being said, salute to the chat, salute to Sonny Blanco, D. Morris, St. Louis in the building. Shout out to Wifey, Westside St. Louis, Scoop Doggy Dog was popping. We here, 21 gun salute. We out of here.